So what do you do to get the new quarterback up to speed? Obviously, it's not the same as having Malik in here where you had to kind of give him a crash course into things. But is there pressure to get?
I don't know any new quarterback right now, so until he gets here. I mean, I haven't met him, so it is what it is. We'll try to get him acclimated and integrated as fast as humanly possible.
Now, what do you do with these 2 days of work now that your team is set, but then there's that little break before week one?
Yeah, so we're going to have 2 practices. We had a quick one yesterday, and today will be more of a moderate. We're just trying to get, especially our situation with Jordan, trying to get him a bunch of snaps. I think these 2 practices are absolutely critical. I feel like our guys just, especially a lot of our vets that played limited snaps in the game, gave them a few days to kind of get their legs back underneath them, so they should be pretty fresh. So we'll have a good one today, and then tomorrow is going to be similar to how we did it a year ago. It's just not going to be at nighttime. We'll have more of like a scrimmage type feel.
So will Jordan do more than what he did last week? Will he actually take some snaps?
Yes.
Do you think you'll have any restrictions in practice now moving forward, or will there be a ramp up headed towards week 1 Sunday?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's always a ramp up, but what do you mean as far as?
Will you be able to take every snap,
Yes.
every handoff today?
Yes,
Are Wicks and Reed going to be back?
I hope so.
And Hobbs for today?
I hope so. Probably not today, but I hope so for week 1.
But at what point did Bo Melton go from an interesting kind of project of let's see what he can do at corner to, oh, he can be a 53-man guy for us?
Well, I think that was kind of, the thought behind it in regards to where do we need a little bit more help potentially, where could he make a bigger impact. Certainly, when you draft 2 guys, we got a lot of options in the receiver room. Just thought it might be best for him and for us. I mean, it takes a unique individual to be able to do and go from the offensive side to the defensive side. He's got great feet. He's a great competitor. I think a lot of it has shown through on his ability to go out there and play on teams. Just what the impact that he can have, the physicality which he plays the game with, and he's just so competitive.
Is he at a place right now in his development where you feel confident he can go out there and cover regular starting receivers at this level?
Yeah, I think he's done a really nice job. I think there's always going to be things to work on and improve upon. I mean, especially when you talk about the technique and fundamentals that it takes. Especially, I mean, he's had a crash course in it, I would say, from late into the OTA process till now.
With Haddon and Robinson at cornerback, what did they show you over this training camp to secure those roster spots?
Yeah, just 2 guys that go out there and compete, and I thought they played really well in the last preseason game especially, so we're excited about that.
With Stackhouse, what was the biggest thing that caught your attention about him during this whole preseason process?
Well, I mean, his size immediately catches your attention, and I think that was evident day 1. But he went in there and he's done an outstanding job. Specifically, I would say in the run game, just a big body to move. I think he plays with really good leverage and fundamentals, and you could see his impact on tape.
He's talked to us about his narcolepsy. At what point did Brian Gutekunst told us that he'd been aware of it while they scouted him throughout the whole process? At what point did you become aware, and what's it been like working with a guy who has those unique challenges?
Yeah, honestly, I don't think anybody here, had we not known that going into it, I don't think you'd know it, because I've never seen any indication of that in his time here. So he's done a great job of whatever he is to just mitigate the effects of that, because that's obviously a real thing and a real challenge. But it's a credit to him and our medical staff to help him and put him in the best position possible, because it hasn't been an issue. And I do think DeMarcus and our other D-line coaches do a really nice job of I think for anybody, any player, the more you can kind of get up and move within the meeting room, I think is critical. And we're fortunate, the building that we have, it's afforded the flexibility within the meeting space to do a lot of stuff in there where you're not just sitting looking at a screen for an hour or two.
How do you feel last night, after 6 or 7 years of this, that, you know, you got the best 53, because you've got a pretty good track record. It's not like there's too many players that got away and went on to, you know, great success that you missed on. So through your process, you feel pretty good about the evaluations you just had in the last 6 weeks?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think it comes down to the communication that we have as a staff and with our personnel department, and just always trying to figure out, okay, what is it that you need to see? Is there some specific thing you want us to try to do with this player to, you know, give you a better evaluation and give us collectively as a better evaluation? So I think the communication is critical.
I'm curious what you've seen from your pass rush in this camp. And really, a year ago, you left camp feeling pretty good about it, and you had to adjust on the fly. If there's anything that went going through that kind of shows you how to carry that momentum into the regular season?
Yeah, personally, I think that we've done a better job just with a lot of our games up front, just being a little bit tighter, not allowing, you know, loose pockets where a quarterback can get loose and carve you up with his legs. So condensing the pocket, there's nothing that quarterbacks that it's not comfortable for them when that pocket starts to get engulfed around them. And I think our guys have done a really nice job of understanding just how to keep that rush lane integrity.
How much of a benefit is it? We saw it Saturday against Seattle, right? In that limited portion of time, just having linebackers that can get after a quarterback from the second level the way that you're
Oh, that can erase a lot of things when you do. Inevitably, it's going to happen at times when you're just going and you're rushing the passer, that somebody's going to get up and rush past the level of the quarterback. But if you got guys that can erase that and converge on the quarterback to mitigate those scramble opportunities, that's critical. And we're fortunate we got some athletic linebackers that showcase really good speed.
Hey, Matt, by the way, I like the Ted Lasso look. I'm curious.
That was for the player party. Okay, so I did. I went as Burt Reynolds. It's growing back. It's coming back.
I'm curious.
It's not Ted Lasso.
It's a good show, though. I'm curious. You talked about the beds in Indy, and you weren't joking. Kenny said that it was an issue. But Banks had a back problem coming into camp. Is there any concern about him at all? Is he fine, or is there a concern there?
Well, I think backs are always one of those things that are always a problem if they flare up on you. So you never quite know. But I feel pretty good of where we are with those guys right now. You know, both those guys looked great yesterday, and I haven't talked to them yet today, but I'm hoping that they're doing well today as well.
And you got a lot of questions about Stackhouse. I'm sure you know about this streak that goes back 21 years of undrafted guys being on the opening day roster. You've been here for 7 of it, but it goes way back. What does that do for you as a coach to be able to say every year in meetings, hey, it doesn't matter where you start around here, it matters where you finish, you're going to get a fair shake to make this team?
Yeah, I think that's awesome. That's one of the great things about this league. And we always talk to the players. It's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to see it. It doesn't matter where you're picked. All that matters is what you do when you get here. So it's a credit to Stack to be able to showcase his talent in a way that he's making what we feel is a pretty good football team.
No, everything's always a competition, but with Tyron Hopper, has he done enough to start getting in the conversations for defensive snaps and some personnel groupings?
Yeah, potentially. He's got to keep going, but I think if you look at just his body of work from last year to this year, you could argue that he's as improved as anybody.